This is Andrew.
Yeah.
Hello, buddy. You gonna say anything? So listen, this is cool that he came today because we have a little shot of Andrew up here. Isn't he a cutie pie? How old is Andrew?
So Andrew's 22 months right now.
Okay.
Yeah.
Would you share as best as you can just what happened with his birth process?
Okay, so Andrew was considered full term, but at 38 weeks, he one day just stopped moving inside of me. So I went to the hospital, and they did an emergency C-section, and it turned out that he had a fetal maternal hemorrhage, which he lost over half his blood into my bloodstream, and they still don't know why that happened. So essentially, he was born dead. He had no heartbeat, not breathing, and had less than half his blood. And he was immediately put on life support and cooled. They made him hypothermic for 3 days. To try to reduce any damage to him. On the 4th day, they did an MRI that revealed severe global brain damage. So his prognosis was really bad.
And what was he diagnosed? Cerebral palsy?
Yeah, so he's not technically diagnosed yet, but he has cerebral palsy as a result.
So I remember, I know that I went to your 1-year birthday party and celebration of his life, which was just so cool. But I know right around that time, too, with all the trauma that this little guy had been through, started developing a lot of seizures.
Yeah, so at around 9 days, he came out of needing life support and started nursing at the hospital, which blew him away. The hospital report says he spontaneously started nursing. And so, anyway, they told me to watch out for seizures. He was likely to have seizures. And he never had any when only nursing, but looking back, he started to have them when I introduced baby food into his diet. And it was not that I wasn't giving him, I was giving him healthy food. Right. So it was like PC organic, pureed fruits and vegetables.
But when he came off the breast, that's when a lot of the issues started.
Yeah. So they immediately put him on anti-seizure drugs. They called it loading. They gave him a lot. And we went through 5 different drugs, and he was getting worse and worse, up to the point where he was having over 400 seizures a day. They were partial.
Wasn't he on like 4 drugs at one time?
Or 3. They were overlapping the drugs to see if.
I remember his hair was all just so dry.
Yeah,
and everything, just from the.
There were side effects such as like hair loss, and dizziness and vomiting. He'd get nauseous. I had to watch for his white blood cell count could drop. One of the drugs had could cause fatal liver damage. And,
wow. I wanted just for comparison. So this next picture is actually another image was sent to me of a family that was having some difficulty with a child that couldn't consume food. And this, unfortunately, this might ring a bell for you guys. You know where we basically inject food directly into the gut, bypassing all the other natural means. And then the family took a picture of what they were supposed to be feeding this poor child. And again, when you look there, you see, water, sugar, corn maltodextrin, some bad milk proteins, and then they add a bunch of vitamins. So at some point here, you started thinking, okay, we've learned advanced plan, we've learned core plan,
We already had the Maximized Living book at home. I was, at the time, giving him a little bit of baby cereal, and he was getting fruits. And I decided to try, I was desperate. So I decided to try more of the advanced plan. So I was talking to BJ, and we took out all the fruit, and I was giving him chickpeas. I took that out. I took out all the baby cereal.
And Nicole, this mom is amazing because we're measuring, to make sure,
to the gram, everything that goes in him. So on the 8th day, he had a big drop in seizures. So he was having over 400, and they went down to, at that point, to 30 to 40 in a day, which is 90% reduction. And the length of the seizures was shortened too. So I told the hospital that his diet was really helping him. So they got me hooked up with a pediatric nutritionist there, and we've continued to work on his meals, and to get him extremely even with his blood sugar. Here, can you hold it?
Yeah.
His blood sugar has to stay very neutral and low, and then he has to be burning fat as his primary fuel source because his brain can't handle using glucose as its primary source. It uses ketones, which is the byproduct of fat burning.
So how many seizures a day now?
So now he's down to, on good days, he has 0 to 5, and they're 1 to 2 seconds long.
And he was on
And
4
he was
medications?
up to 3 at one time. We tried 5 different drugs. Now he's on just 1, and it's adjunctive therapy, they call it, so it's not as a strong medication. And I'm hoping over time we might be able to get him completely off.
Yeah.
So I want to give you an idea of what he does eat. It is lots of vegetables, like kale and Brussels sprouts and broccoli, cauliflower. It's all grinded up. And then he has organic meats, full-fat organic dairy, and tiny, tiny bit of fruit, and absolutely no grains, no beans.
Yeah. So don't
Seeds
freak
in
this,
this too.
don't freak, seeds in it. Don't freak them out with too loud of a round of applause, but give these guys a little round of applause here. So we don't want to get too loud in here on you, okay? Alrighty? Hey, thank you so much. Thank you.